Ooh, stingray. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. That was one of the most original handshakes that we haven't seen. So I appreciate it. Jennifer Atkinsson, love it. She's broker owner, Remax of Stuart. Here we are in lovely Stuart. It's supposed to be sunny, but it's not.
Yeah, they brought all the rain with them. If you look north, it's crystal blue. If you look south from where they came, it's like stormy, but it's coming through.
That's all right. We bring clouds. It's good. That's good stuff. That just means on the way home, you'll have a nice and sunny
That's
day.
right. That's right.
So welcome to Breakfast with the Broker every Tuesday at 9 a.m. or 9:45 or 10. Just kidding. A lot of times we do change the time schedules and what have you, but we had to get up to Stuart, and the traffic is not that great, especially when it rains. People forget how to drive.
Right.
But, welcome. I really appreciate it. She's one of my favorite brokers. She always is willing to share. She's liked among so many, and she's got a very similar story to me. So, the whole nepotism thing.
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay. So a little bit about my story. Like David, it was his father that got him into Remax. It was my mother, Mary Ann. So my mom is Mary Ann Atkinsson. Now married name is Valava, and she founded the third Remax office in the state of Florida in 1980. She was 40 years old, 3 kids. I was 10, so now you know how old I am. And I know, not yet 50. And so she took a journey. She was a top producing agent, and she really felt that Remax was the wave of the future by giving the agents a higher commission split. So she tied her name to the balloon early on, and so opened Remax of Stuart in 1980 here in Stuart. And so I was the only one of 3 kids. I'm the middle child that showed any interest in real estate. I think she knew when I was a kid I would always obviously come here after school. I was the weekend receptionist. I was cleaning out garbage. I was an assistant for everybody. Sound familiar? Mm-hmm. And I used to think it was fun to pull up on microfiche my friends' houses and see what their tax value was. So I think she knew when she saw that she might actually have a realtor in the future. So went away to college, graduated from Florida State. Go Noles. I know he's a big Bama fan. Oh, well. Well, hey, you're going to have us. Don't worry. Don't worry. I think we
ruined you for a couple years.
I think we've got a few years before we can even compete with Bama. But anyway, and graduated from FSU, and then after that I was working in retail management, doing well with the Gap, and my mom was so frustrated because she would see me working 60, 70 hours a week, and she's like, if you did that in real estate, you'd make $100,000 a year. And she was very smart. She called me the day after Thanksgiving at about 7 o'clock at night, which at the time I was managing a store in Atlanta with about 300 employees. I had probably worked 70 hours already that week. And she said, I really need help with the office, and if you would come home, then I'll pay for you to move, I'll pay for you to get licensed, and give you a $5 an hour job so you can make your Honda Accord car payment. Called her the next day and said, let's go back over this, and poof, I was down in Stuart and licensed a couple months later and launched into my sales career for a long time in 95, and then in 03 got my broker's license, 04, and 05 started buying the company from my mom, and she's officially retired in 2015, and so here we are.
That's awesome. And like Jen said, we do have a similar story, except that my dad never asked me to be in this business, so I kind of just got forced into it. Actually, I was waiting tables. I had to beg him. I'm like, listen, can I just please, I'll do anything. I have to get out of the waiting tables, and I was making probably $25,000, $30,000 at waiting tables, and I was waiting tables like crazy. I was on this opening team with California Pizza Kitchen, and I'm like, but I knew it was it wasn't going anywhere. Right. I didn't want to be a manager of a restaurant or anything like that, and I just I begged, and then I got my dad's partner to
help
kind of
convince your dad.
And then everything kind of morphed in, and he's more of a you better show me. Right. Before you ask, so that's what we did, and here we are today. So the great thing about real estate, and we all talk about the inherent ability to help people and to come together and as an industry. And what is your biggest challenge in the real estate market now, or even the Stuart market or such?
I think the biggest challenge is quieting the noise. I think with today's day and age, with social media, here we are, and with instantaneous news and with just little tidbits, it's trying to quiet the noise. This morning I was getting ready, I was having a cup of coffee, and the local news had a little blurb on, guess what, Zillow Offers has come to Palm Beach County.
I read that last night.
And it's the home seller's dream. You can get an offer in a couple days and get your money, and you don't even have to stage the house. And that's all they said. They left out the part about the 7% surcharge, which is higher than your typical real estate commission. They left out the part about their inspections, and then they're going to negotiate down for all the repairs, that basically you're selling to an investor. So if you're going to do that, you can sell that with a realtor and actually have somebody look out for your best interest. So I guess my biggest challenge would just be the noise with the market, and I hate to say, but let's be honest, we're heading into an election year. There's going to be a lot of noise. There is going to be a lot of noise, and so I think we all need to prepare ourselves to manage that and really keep our head straight, keep our focus on. That's my biggest thing in what I'm kind of drilling into my team this week is, you get what you focus on. So are you focused on fear, or are you focused on the opportunity in the market? And I really feel that as certain price ranges soften, and we've seen that, David and I were speaking, he's seeing the same thing in Boca, and just the higher price ranges seem to have softened some. But there's opportunity in the lower price range. There's opportunity all along. You've got people that have a lot of cash right now that are looking to make a good investment. And so, the other thing I will add with how to overcome that challenge is relationships. It's so important now more than ever that you stay in touch with your clients, that you're staying in touch with your past customers, with everybody, and for us, our customers are our agents. So for us, it's keeping that relationship open with them. And
I love the the lesson of quieting the noise and in what you just said, because they're like, listen, realtors, every kind of thing, the office is burning, the house is burning, I'm gonna jump off the bridge,
right.
It's the whole Chicken Little, the sky's falling concept. And what people don't realize is, we have a core concept and core belief in our office, and we say, don't ever let them see you sweat. And the reason why you say that is because, you are quieting the noise. If you allow something or thoughts to enter into your mind and continue it, eventually you're going to do exactly what your mind says you're going to do. Mm-hmm. So, you could also change that mindset as you discussed, focusing on what's important.
Right.
Relationships are huge. And I got to tell you, and we were talking off camera, and it's not, this is not a RE/MAX platform or something that, because I interview all kinds of brokers and different companies and such. But I will tell you, and I give them an opportunity to talk about their, what they do very well.
Right.
And what RE/MAX has done really well, and you'll talk because you were a speaker at BOC, Broker Owner Conference in RE/MAX. But what they've been doing really well in the last 2 years, with Adam Contos at the helm, is talking about relationship building. I mean, I had, and I'll let you kind of answer a statement, because I'm not even going to ask you a question. But I had, Adam call a couple of my agents. I had Amy Somerville call a couple of my agents. I had, Ann Miller call a couple of my, and it's amazing when you appreciate, acknowledge your agents and make sure that they're, seeing how the pulse of your agents. It's amazing how the feedback that we got. So we certainly appreciate that. Yeah. Talk about RE/MAX and relationships and the Broker Owner Conference. Absolutely.
So having been with the brand for a long time, almost 25 years, been to a lot of Broker Owner Conferences. I will say this Broker Owner Conference in Chicago was the most exciting and exhilarating Broker Owner Conferences that I've ever been to. The brokers there are so excited. You might have heard we've got some new technology coming out, Boosh, And actually, woohoo, we're getting bougie tomorrow. Bouge is coming. They're actually brought trainer to Stewart. Who would have thought when I saw that we actually had our own training in Stewart? I was like, Ryan, what did you do to get that, make that happen? And he's like,
actually, I think he was watching.
Yeah, hi Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. And he's like, a lot of begging. And I said, good, I'm going to fill it. So we've got all of our agents going tomorrow. So there's lots of great new technology that we've been hearing about for a couple years and been waiting for, and that's coming, and it's not all here yet. It's going to be coming out in phases, but that's certainly exciting. But really, a lot of the excitement that I saw was around the importance of the relationship. And I know as a broker owner, I feel more valued now than ever by the RE/MAX organization and by the leadership led by Adam and his entire team. It's all of them. It's not him, and he'll be the first to tell you. And feeling valued and supported, and that we're important. And in turn, it's really neat to take those coaching bits and the tidbits and take that and give that to our agents and lift them up. And I really see that as the role. And then for our agents to do the same with their customers and be able to really connect and build on that relationship. I think, you're hearing a lot about how the buyer side of transactions may change in the future. There's lawsuits out there and things like that. And I listened in on a webinar last week about that because they're actually making some changes up in Washington State. And what I learned is, once again, it's about the relationships and training the agents to be prepared for that. So it's an exciting time. The Broker Owner Conference was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it really is an exciting time. It's great to be in the real estate business because, the one thing that I will say, when I first got in the business in 2002, what I found, it was significantly more of a cutthroat business than it is now. Still, we have, the outliers and things like that, but, we mostly have a togetherness and collaboration within the industry. And that's what we're trying to do, is perpetuate that professionalism,
right.
Really collaborate with each other in the industry and help each other. And, one of the things that, RE/MAX did very well and with this Boost platform is what I found kind of fascinating is they didn't just go to the agents and let the agents build this platform. RE/MAX agents build this platform. What they did is they went to the consumer. They said, hey, what do you want? What do you need?
Right.
How can we help you? What are you lacking? Is there something that we can do in order to create some degree of more functionality, whether it be search or a different map, view or something like that? And that's what they're building. Right. So it is very exciting, to be any agent. And listen, Booge is an amazing platform and all of that. There are, Keller Williams has Command. I'm sure it's a great platform. I'm sure that all the other platforms are great as well. But we can speak to Booge, and I can tell you we've never been more excited now. And when we talk about real estate and relationships, that's what you really have to go after. You have to make those relationships. And when you make those relationships, people want to use you. They want to be your resource. I always tell my clients, like, listen, use me as a resource. I'm not I'm not going to sit back and not help you. Right. Like, I get calls years later. Do you have an electrician? Do you what do I do? Do you have an insurance adjuster? I just had a leak. How do I file for homestead? Or how, all these different things. And, be the resource that you're supposed to be. Don't make the closing to be a funeral. Like, that's all the time. Like, you get to the closing.
That's a great saying. I love that.
Like, you get to the closing and they're like, oh, goodbye. We all hug, we take a picture, and we never see each other, never talk to them, and
You better see them again. You better be farming them.
Absolutely.
You got to be working them and taking care of them.
Yeah, and really giving the consumer what they want. I mean, that's really what they need a resource. Because they don't know real estate.
No, and they want someone they can trust.
They do.
They want someone that they feel like has their best interest and that they can trust. And so, I think we've been through this cycle before where things will slow down. Personally, I a lot of times feel like that's good for the industry because we filter out some of the people who are maybe not treating this as a career. People that are selling 4 or 5 houses a year. They're have another job. They're not really, doing, in my mind, really good justice to the profession of being a professional realtor. And so I'm okay with that. I am totally okay with some people swimming out to sea. And I think that will leave more business for the agents that are full-time, that are committed, that are learning-based, that are looking to grow, that look at all those hearts flying up. I love it. I'm speaking your language, right? And I saw this before. We saw this in 09, 010, and it was like, bye, 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 bye. It's okay, because the great agents and the great companies and there's a lot of great brokers, like he said. I mean, we've got so many wonderful ones here in my marketplace and that do a really good job and that support their agents, and those companies are going to do just fine. And those agents that are learning based and that don't put their heads in the sand and don't go say, oh, I got to go get another job or I got to go do this. If you just focus on your people and take care of your people, the market will be okay. You will be okay. You will find your niche in that market and your broker will help you get there.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest part is having a plan and having direction. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about asking your consumers questions for clarity. Because a lot of times we'll ask the question, we'll say, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? And they'll say, oh, it's a 3-2, but I have to have a fenced yard. And we leave it there. We don't ask, why is it important for you to have a fenced yard? Right. Why is it, well, I have 2 dogs and, one of my dogs is everything to me and, and she's really small, so I need a really, small fence or whatever, for that yard. So there's different things and different levels of relationship building, but I think it's very important to have direction in this market as an agent and as a broker.
And experience.
Yeah,
you need to have experience. If you don't have the experience, you need to align yourself with someone that does. Because things, it's starting to get a little bumpy, and it's an election year next year. Do you guys not remember 2016? It was super bumpy. And that's going to be okay. I know, right? Remember?
And one big advice, stop posting political posts if you're a realtor.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter what side, it doesn't matter, middle, left, right, upside down, right side up. It doesn't matter. Stop. It doesn't matter.
And you're going to alienate at least half. This country is about a 50-50 right now, or 49-51. No matter what you post, you're going to alienate half of your database. Do yourself a favor and don't do that.
I mean, what my opinion may be is an opinion. It's just my belief. It doesn't mean anything other than, and just because you may think something differently than I do, it doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong. Absolutely. Or you're right and I'm wrong. Right. It just means that, our experiences have broader opinions or beliefs into this fold. And no one else needs to hear them. No one else to see. I mean, the old adage, don't talk religion, sex, or politics, at the dinner table. Like, don't.
Right. Don't do it on social media. But
also, stop telling people.
And I think the world needs more people to hear each other out. And the world needs more compassion and kindness, especially with everything we've seen over the past month. There's too much craziness out there. There's too much intolerance. And so just, when you feel yourself taking a stand and being really strongly convicted, maybe sit back and just listen and maybe don't mouthpiece and don't talk. Just listen to that person, and maybe you might not agree with them in the end, but hear where they're coming from and just approach people with more kindness and love and compassion. And that is going to make this world a better place.
Agreed.
So here we are. We're solving world problems.
Look at that. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just respecting.
Father Christian would be very proud of me from St. Mary's. I'm going to try to think of some of your sermon on Sunday, Father Christian.
Listen, you could be a stand-in. But no, I mean, it's about respect. I mean, really just respecting each other, making sure that, I think, Tad.
Tad Fulford, yeah.
Tad Fulford came on, and he's trying to do.
This is powerful. He's not trying; he's doing it.
Oh yeah.
You want me to say it?
Yeah, you got this.
So Tad Fulford and Mandy are in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Remax Southern Shores, and he's also in this accountability coaching group that David and I are in. And after the shootings at Walmart's, he really felt a sense. He got on and did a live video to all of us and explained what he was going to do. And he said, we all play a part in this. We all play a part in this, even though we weren't there. We all play a part in this. And I believe that there are good people in this country. I believe there are good people in this world, and that our country needs to remember that. And people need to know that there's loving and compassionate and good people out there that are doing good in the world, and don't listen to all the negative. And so what is he doing? For the next 29 days, he made his pledge. I'm guessing he's probably about 7 or 8 days in. He is going to Walmart, and he's doing these acts of kindness at Walmart and finding random people. He has put gas in people's cars. He has paid for groceries. He's helped a mom who had screaming baby on one hip and another baby here, and you just said, would you mind, this is going to sound crazy, but do you mind if I pay for your groceries? And he's explained to people when they ask him, what are you doing? He just said, I'm doing, as a result of what happened in El Paso and in Dayton and Gilroy, I'm trying to show for those 29 lives that were lost that there's good people in the world. And all I ask is that you take that in. And what he thought, he was going to be helping other people, and what he learned is how much impact it's made on him. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you I cried. So Carrie's like, oh no, she's going to cry.
No, I mean, it's powerful. I mean, and I mean,
Dave's tearing up.
No,
are you?
I am.
Watch out. 2 RE/MAX brokers might cry right here. Carrie
already
Burgess
cried.
Already crying. So just go out and spread kindness, spread love. Yes, we're all working and we're in sales, but you don't get there without people, without you connecting with people and without them believing and connecting in you. So go be a good person. Go show people what you have to share, show your value. Those of you in this business that are full-time professionals, I have no doubt in your abilities. You will do amazing. Just go onward. Oh, we have to address one question. So Michael, was it Michael Nathanson?
Yes.
Okay. So he had a question for me, and I laughed. His question was, how do I stay so sweet and positive? And I thought,
I don't know. I saw off camera. She wasn't that sweet.
I laughed. I said, well, I don't post anything negative on Facebook. That's one, and we've already addressed that tip. So I don't know that I'm always so sweet and positive. You'll have to ask my agents. But you know what? I'm a very realistic person, but I'm also very, you're not going to get anywhere with vinegar. I was always taught that you just, even when you have challenges come your way. I mean, heck, I had a really challenging Monday actually yesterday. Some things fell in my lap that it was like, whoa. But you just find a solution, and you put a plan into place on how you're going to address it and how you're going to head it off and what you're going to do, and you move on. And you don't wallow in it, and you just try to stay positive and uplift, because that's what people need. They need more uplifting. So there you go, Michael.
Yeah. Thanks for the question too, because we welcome those, a lot, from viewers, and that was really powerful. I mean, thank Tad for really stepping up and inspiring so many people, and what's that? Yeah, I mean,
we had to stop talking about
it. I know, seriously.
Carrie will post on there. There's no crying at RE/MAX. My sales manager, she always tells me that.
Really powerful stuff, and it goes to the same thing as we were speaking. Matt Van Winkle, who's dealing with the Northwest MLS in Washington and such, and he has a tagline, work hard, be nice.
Yes, I love that. Work hard, be nice.
Yep, and so we need nicer people. We need people more tolerant, more patient. As you get older, that becomes increasingly difficult. As I see to my father, I look at him and go, you don't have to run off everywhere, so quickly. But a lot of times, I guess we lose our patience. So we do need to be a lot more patient and such. So we're gonna end this with a question, because you were at R4, and I always thought that this was something that was good. The prophet that did that thing. You remember the prophet? The guy on Marcus?
No, and actually this year, Carrie went to R4.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see
so
that.
I didn't go to R4 this year.
So
we alternate. I did BFC. She did R4.
What do we not know about Jennifer that you care to share?
I have a good one for you.
Yeah.
I clogged at the World's Fair in 1982.
What's clogged?
Okay, we're not going to do an example right now because I haven't had anything to drink.
What's a clog?
So clogging, you have to look it up. It's like country western tap dancing. They do it in the Carolinas and Georgia. So I grew up here in Stuart, Florida, and we moved here when I was 8 years old, and honestly there wasn't really anything to do. So this sweet little lady, Sally Rhodes, who was from Georgia, from Hiawassee, Georgia, she moved here. I'm not kidding you. It was PE at Jensen Beach Elementary, and we learned the Cotton Eye Joe, and so she started the Sailfish Cloggers, and I can call out some people. Wanda Harper, Jerry Gumbenner was a clogger. There's all kinds of secret clogging society. When we were young, we were part of the Sailfish Cloggers. So I clogged in Tallahassee. I've clogged at the Disney World. I've clogged at the World's Fair in 1982. It was to Rocky Top. That was the theme song. No, I hurt my knee a little bit at the gym yesterday, so I'm not doing an example right now. So there's your little tidbit of what you didn't know about me.
So you can't give us an example.
No, you're not gonna be able to see it anyway.
That's right.
So we'll do that another time. We'll have to do like maybe
brokers talent.
A broker owner conference. Maybe we could do that at the bar one night.
Yeah, all right, that works.
Give Jennifer a couple drinks, and then she'll show you her clogging examples. My college roommates have seen it before.
Cotton Eye Joe. Thank you very much, Jen. Always a pleasure. We very much appreciate the sharing and being nice and respectful. And to kind of sum it up, I think a lot of times we talk about or what you've talked about is relationship building is very big with your customers or your agents. And really,
Ryan wants to see.
What's that?
Ryan wants to see clogging.
Yeah.
If you come to our business planning retreat, Ryan, in October, you can see it.
But customer relations, even as an agent, relationships with your fellow colleagues and your realtors are very important as well.
So important, right?
But focusing on the positive and the opportunities rather than the negatives is also very big, is what you indicated. And we can't thank you enough. And I will not be into clogging, so you don't want to see me clog, and you don't want to see me karaoke. So I'll do something else. I don't know. I'll find something.
You'll sing while she clogs.
Who said that?
Michael Glickman.
Boy, will that be an experience.
Yeah. Stay tuned. That's going to be cocktails with the broker.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to be breakfast with the broker.
So Jennifer, Remax, broker owner, Remax Stewart, we appreciate it, and thanks for coming on.
You're
and
welcome.
Every
Thank you
Tuesday
for having
morning.
me. Thank you for chiming in, everybody.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. Every Tuesday morning, breakfast with the broker at 9 a.m. or thereabouts. Look out for us. Please like us and our YouTube channel as well. Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye.